Hello guys, welcome to another video. In today's video, I'll be talking about the skill type in Black Desert Online. So for most classes, there are two skills, Succession and Awakening. Starting with Succession, Succession is an improved version of your base skills. So in the main tab, they are much more powerful. There's different animations, and some skills are much better in Succession compared to main, and you will do a lot more damage. There are also some number change around, such as cooldowns and damage and like other modifiers that you have. And so starting with the pros. So the pro is that for Succession, it's a really easy transition from your main skill to Succession, since as I mentioned before, it's an improved version of your main skills. So there's little learning that you will need to do if you are doing your rotation throughout the base leveling. But however, there are obviously a lot harder rotation that to get the maximum benefit out of the class, and some skills aren't necessarily better in Succession compared to your main skills, so they may not be viable. And also for some classes such as Meiwa, they have this additional bar where you get that make sure certain skill do a lot more damage after doing casting certain skill like 3 times. So that's something to keep in mind. And yeah, the playstyle is but very similar to your main skill rotation. Now moving on to the cons. So for Succession, you will need to level up your certain main skills to a certain level, which is indicated by this icon. So once you unlock this icon for the skill, then you can get your Succession skills, which making it require a lot more skill point compared to Awakening. So taking Ranger as example, at level 60, the most optimized build will require 2088 skill points for it to be very effective in PvE and PvP. And when you hit level 3, you get more passive, so a lot more passive, so this number increases to 2091. And in case you didn't know, you get skill points by grinding. So skill point has a different level compared to your regular level, where you have to do grinding to get it, and the more skill points you have, the harder it is to get more skill points. So getting to like 2000 skill points will probably take you a really long time. And the best place to grind is Poly's Forest, where there's a high density of mobs and they give really good XP. This is where a lot of people grind for their skill points as well. Moving on to Awakening. Awakening is a completely different playstyle, as you can see from my clip. So for Ranger, it literally went from a range bow user to a melee assassin. There are more movement skills, and the range is a lot shorter compared to Ranger, as you expect. So for Awakening, some people consider that as a con, since when you level up from 1 to 56, you change to Awakening, you have to relearn everything again, since all the skills are very different. And for Awakening, there's sometimes you will need to go to your regular main rotation to use some skill for additional buffs, such as DP decrease to the monsters, or additional attack speed, additional crit, etc. So you will need to switch back to your main skills to do some skill there, then switch back to Awakening. Some class needs it a lot, some class doesn't. So yeah, on my LAN, I never go to the main skill rotation. I just stick with the Awakening skill rotation. I am losing like a bit of damage, but in my opinion, I make my life easier not going into main skill, so I just stay in awakening. So that'll be I guess the biggest con, so different playstyle and switching to the regular rotation. Now for the pro, really simple. It requires a lot less skill points. You can get all your skills once you hit level 60 straight away without having to put any points into your main skills. So this make it like, for most classes you only need about 1,300-400 to make your awakening skill build like useful, like the most optimized. So in my opinion, that's the biggest pro. So yeah, that's pretty much it for succession and awakening. And which is the best build for each class, I have no clue. They all have their own pros and cons. As I like class specifically, like for example Ranger, the succession is pretty good in group PvP, so Guild Wars, and PvE contents, while it's really bad in solo PvP 1v1s, while the awakening build is really good in solo 1v1 but really bad in group PvP, and it's like about the same for PvE grinding, is that you are a lot closer to your enemies, so it may be a con when you are grinding monsters that are a lot higher level than you are, and since you have to go face on to them, so you may get hit a lot more compared to succession. And for other classes such as Lun, so awakening and succession, the main difference is that awakening gives you a lot of life steal, so you don't even need to bring any potions, which that's what I do. But if I were to go to succession, I get a lot more AoE, and I will need to bring some potions since there's only like one skill that actually gives you life regen. So that's, and for many other classes, there are like some classes such as the wizard, the succession is very overpowered right now, and awakening not many people actually plays it, but I think it's still viable since I still do see people play it. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and thank you for watching, and hope you guys find this video some useful. So see you in the next one. Bye.